can change the world with my own two hands, make it a better place with my own two hands, make it a kinder place with my own two hands, with my own two hands. I can make peace on earth with my own two hands. I can clean up the earth with my own two hands. I can reach out to you with my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands. I'm gonna make it a brighter place with my own two hands. I'm gonna make it a safer place with my own two hands. I'm gonna help the human race with my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands. And I can hold you in my own two hands, and I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you got to use your own two hands, use your own two hands, use your own two hands, with our own two hands, with our own two hands, with my own two hands. There's a lady who knows what's going on, and she's reading the messages or the announcements.
We are. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone online. And to Tony. And to Carrie. Welcome to the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto. If you're new to us for the first time, welcome. My name is Tanis Burnett. I'm a member of the Queen Street Band. And I'm here to do some announcements. Woohoo! This Wednesday, Practicing the Presence is back. So that would be January 8th from 6:30 to 7:15, filled with song, prayer, conversation, and wisdom. Also, the class Power of Decision will resume this Wednesday. This Wednesday. It's the 8th. already. This Wednesday, January 8th, 7:30 to 9:30, Power of Decision class resumes. The women's group, January 27th, you are getting together at 7 p.m. Woohoo! January 26th at 1 p.m. is our AGM, our annual general meeting. This is your opportunity as a community to understand what it is to be a member of the community, the business aspects of the center, and how we use the funds that are so generously donated by you to operate the center. This is your opportunity to have a say in the center. Bear with me. It's also your chance to elect the Board of Trustees that help guide and run the center through its best expression of greatness. There are board positions available for this upcoming meeting, and if you are interested in serving on the board, talk to Helen Velo, our current president. I served on the board for 6 years. It's challenging, it's exciting, it's invigorating, it's a commitment, but it pushes you in directions and holds you to account that just propels you to a whole different part of your life. Yes? Is that fair to say?
It's fun too.
And it's fun. It is fun. Yeah. Yes. It's a fun group of people. Yes. Yeah. We we have fun. We'll just leave it at that. Yes. And last but not least, practitioners are available to know the truth for you. So if you have anything weighing heavy on your heart after service, don't leave with that. Have a prayer moment or two with our practitioners. Today our practitioners are Helen Fellow, Margaret Ann Snyder, and our very own Reverend Jonathan Zenz, who, at this time, no, he's going, no. Pardon me? Birthdays and anniversaries. Dun, da, da. Everybody who, you got, well, see, I assumed you would be doing that. Never mind. You had your chance. Anybody having a birthday or an anniversary this month who hasn't filled out a snappy little ballot? Everybody did? All right. We can, let's sing, then we'll draw. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Come on up, Margaret Ann. Who would like, Derek Fellow, would you like to draw? Pick the person farthest away. Oh yes, so what is happening for anybody who doesn't know, the birthday or anniversary person gets to put down a charity of his or her choice. It has to be a registered charity in Canada, and we give a percentage of today's gathering to that charity. And it is?
And today's lucky winner is Reverend Jonathan.
No!
Oh! And it was Jonathan's birthday yesterday. Oh, yes, and we have, after service, join us, because Linda went and bought a spectacular Bunner's birthday cake. Ooh. If you've never had it before, prepare to have your socks knocked off. It's gluten-free, red velvet, vegan, not low-fat, but it's spectacular. So join us. Pardon? Did you say sugar-free, somebody? No. No. But it's great, so and awesome. So join us afterward for some cake and some coffee and some fabulousness. And speaking of fabulousness, let's give a big round of applause to the birthday boy himself, Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Thank you. I promise you, I did put in only one slip. Do you want? I'm going to give these back to you.
Yes.
And also, the registered charity of my choice was the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto. So, hello, good morning. Catch me, Tony. Hello, good morning to everybody online. How are you this morning? Have you all had a really great holiday season? I have as well. And it's always capped off by my birthday, which I really am grateful for. I love this time of year, and it's a pleasure to have you all join us here at the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. One of the things I wanted to mention about, it's got to come back to me. I had this thought while you were doing the messages.
Stage fright. He had stage fright. Jitters.
It had to do with the board, or the board positions, and I can't remember what it is now. So, catch me later. Anyway, it's great to have you here. It's great to have you here with us on this beautiful, beautiful, snowy Sunday morning here at the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto, where we come together as a spiritual community. For what purpose?
To remember who I am.
To remember who you are. To celebrate. What else?
Yeah.
Why are you here? To feel good. Yes, well, that is my goal in life, to feel good. Really, at any moment of the day, to feel good. And there's nothing outside of me that is allowing me to feel good or feel bad. Feeling good is an inside job. And so this is what I'm here to let you know and to encourage you all to experience in your own life, that feeling good is our own responsibility. And so this is what we're going to do today. Let's feel good, all right? Okay, I don't know. That's kind of a lackluster answer. Are we going to feel good today? Yeah! Awesome. I'm giving you fair warning. I've had some coffee this morning. Oh, boy. I had to have coffee because my cats this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're all protesting. They are protesting that I just moved. And they're all a little, they're all a little freaked out. But the last 2 nights at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when they start coming out and saying, where are we? And we need to go back to our old place. So they've been keeping me up. So I've been living off of coffee a little bit. But, so yes, it's coffee. It's a coffee morning. Where am I? What am I doing now?
Hi, how are you? You're done announcements, and now...
It is the Declaration of Principles. Actually, no, we're going to do the other reading first. Let's look at the cover of our songbooks, and let's read together these words of Dr. Ernest Holmes, because they seem very apropos for where I am right in this moment. Reading this together, here we go. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. Life is within each and every one of us right now. If you are joining us here for the first time today, I really am grateful for your presence, bringing your consciousness to this community and allowing us to share with you who we are and getting to know who you are. So welcome. I'm going to invite to the lectern now our practitioner of the day to share with us her words of wisdom that she has prepared for us. Please welcome Helen Vallot, who may have a microphone issue. Oh, okay. I can help you with that. Please welcome Helen Vallot. You're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It died? It died.
Grab the handheld.
Ooh, ow. Wow, no doubt.
Is that better?
Yes.
That's better for you? Okay, perfect. So, did you know that Alexander Graham Bell, on impulse, jumped aboard a train to Philadelphia because his fiancée, Mabel, had cried at the idea of leaving him? And by acting on this impulse, and for the love of his beloved Mabel, Alexander Graham Bell found himself at an exhibition 2 days later. And this is where the invention of the telephone was discovered. Cool, huh? And I got this actually from a book I was reading called The First Phone Call from Heaven by Mitch Albom. And Alexander Graham Bell created the telephone, but it was Thomas Edison who said that hello has to be the form of greeting when we answer the phone, whereas Alexander Graham Bell wanted ahoy. Could you imagine if we all answered our cell phones, ahoy? That would be really funny. Arr. Yeah, and then the growl afterwards. And interestingly enough, it was in 1920 that Edison told a magazine that he was working on a spirit phone. A spirit phone. Yes, a device that might let people one day talk to the dead. Wouldn't that be cool? I would love that because I love talking on the phone. And I would just talk on the phone forever if I could talk to everybody up there too. I'm going to be like, I'm not going to be buried, but if I was going to be buried, I'm sure my family would bury me with a phone because I love talking on the phone. Texting doesn't do it for me. It's not as much fun. And interestingly enough, he said, I believe that life, like matter, is indestructible. Cool. Do you think he was in Science of Mind guy? So I'm trying to read because my printer was running out of ink, and so I've got half the lines there. Oh, yeah. So, can you imagine if we could talk to the dead? Well, this is what the book, First Phone Call from Heaven, is about. And they would send messages like, you can tell them the truth. What's the truth? The end is not the end. Do you still feel in heaven? Yes. Love. Anything else is a waste of time. And forgive yourself. God wants people to know not to be afraid. Isn't that cool? And you know you are loved. Know that you are loved. That is the light. And when people don't believe in something, they're lost. So these are some of the messages in the book, which I absolutely loved. I loved reading the book until the very end, and then I was so disappointed. And I'm not going to give the end away. But what peeved me off the most, sorry, I'm going to give the end away, is that...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Cover your ears if you want to read the book. Is that it was a human giving those messages. It was a whole setup because he wanted people to know. And what peeved me off the most was that we already know, that we already get messages, that we already are totally plugged in. And actually, I could have conversations with anybody I wanted to, and I don't need a phone. I just have to talk to them because we're already plugged in to this one infinite divine mind. Emerson said, human history is the work of the infinite mind on this planet. And in science, Living the Science of Mind, on page 411, Ernest Holmes talks about, we are of necessity an inlet to the divine mind. We are surrounded by a divine wisdom, love, and intelligence, and still lack divine guidance. Not that we lack the principle of divine guidance, for that is the gift of God forever made and forever delivered. But we lack the perception of this guidance. We lack the perception of this guidance and its operation through us. Our part is to realize that divine guidance is a principle and to accept this principle as operating in our everyday life. The answer to every problem is in the problem itself. It is usually so self-evident that its obviousness conceals it. Divine guidance is ours for the asking. And all we have to do is ask or talk. Or pick up a phone and talk. But to know that we're always plugged in, that within us we are connected to this source of the one mind at all times. We can always receive these loving, wise intelligent messages, and that we always have the answers to everything that we need an answer to. And so that is what I'd like to leave you with today. And my affirmation, ooh, short and sweet today. I ask, and it is given. So please repeat that after me. I ask, and it is given. Namaste.
Thank you, Helen. So take that, I ask, and it is given. Take that into your heart right now. Take this moment to breathe, relax, be present. There's no place you need to be. There's nothing you need to do except just allow yourself this opportunity, this moment of perfection. This is absolutely perfect. The divine guidance comes from a deeper place. And it comes from that place of remembering who we are. When we're in touch with who we are, then we have that deep connected sense to all that is. And so as we share today in the chant, it's very simple. You don't have to look at your songbooks. We're going to share an I am remembering. And there are two parts to it. The first one goes like this. Here we go. I am remembering who I am. 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 That's the first part. The second part is very simple. It goes like this. I am remembering. 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 Just keep that going. And choose whichever part speaks to you now. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering.
In this moment, as we come together as one community, in person, online, and in this one divine mind, we can all remember that we are always connected to this one infinite, divine, creative intelligence that holds the wisdom, the love, the light, and the beauty and truth of all life, of each one of us, for we are always connected to this beautiful source. And within each one of us lies this wisdom, this truth, this beauty, this light, this love, this laughter. And all we need to do is remember to go within, to get still, to listen, to ask, and to be open to receiving in each and every moment, and every question, every need, every desire is answered. We ask, and it is given, for it is our birthright to know this truth, to know that we are connected to the source of all life, all love, all beauty, and that this source is God. It is infinite goodness. It is everywhere present. It is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniactive. And it holds our history, the present moment, and all of the future. And it's always evolving, expanding, and growing in the goodness of life, being expressed in every moment, being expressed through us. And so in knowing this truth and going within and remembering that I am all there is, I say thank you for this knowing. Thank you. And in grace and gratitude, I release my word to that perfect law, to the eternal one, knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
So choose the part that speaks to you. Here we go. I am remembering. 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 That's beautiful. Thank you. There is a, I'm going to move this over here so you have a better view of the band for this, because this is a special song. You don't know this, this is actually one of my favorite songs of all time.
Really?
Yes. And I, yeah, well, so what you also don't know is that was one of my favorite bridges when I lived in New York. Yes, that's a little hint to what this song is. The 59th Street Bridge was one of my favorite bridges. When I lived on the Upper East Side, I actually had a lovely view of it. And anyway, today, to sing the 59th Street Bridge song, please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
3, 4. Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the moments last. Well, just kicking down the cobblestone, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do, feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. Dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All is groovy. Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the moments last. Just kicking down the cobblestones. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, all is groovy. Feeling groovy.
Here go Tro, the Queen Street Band. Yes. Ah, you feeling groovy? I'm feeling groovy. There's a funny, actually, so, I didn't watch that whole video, but they sent out a video. Was that just yesterday that you sent out that video? Of Danny Bonaducci singing the song on, yeah, he was from the Partridge Family. And, yeah, it was pretty groovy, that particularly, because it was when he was on the Partridge Family, like he was a kid still. And, yeah, very funny video to see. Oh. So that's kind of on the heels of what I was talking about last week. Slow down, right? I think this is the year for slowing down. 2014. So it is a brand new year. Welcome to the new year. And I am grateful to have the opportunity. I don't know what happened. Slow down. You moved too fast. Have we lost me? No. Oh yeah, this is flashing. All right. Low battery. It's not a low battery. It's
slowing down.
I'm just going to use this because now it's going to sound, now it feels like a lounge act. I'm feeling groovy, man. All right, so I talked last week about slowing down and really coming into a place of alignment with this divine power and really getting in touch with that really this for me is what it's all about. There is nothing else that is as important as slowing down and coming into alignment with the divine power, not that is out there, but is who and what you are. And then I talked a little bit last week also about comfort zones. And of course, leave it to this divine power to bring into your experience the opportunity to deal with comfort zones when you've talked about them. Boy howdy, did I deal with some comfort zones this week. So I moved, as many of you I think know. I moved to a new apartment. Tony and I, I was about to say Tony and I shacked up, but that's not what I meant for it to sound like. We are roommates. We have separate bedrooms, just to be clear. But we moved into this new apartment, and I'm really like, this is it. Like, this apartment is really great. It's really great. We're on Broadview, just north of Danforth. We're on the 16th floor of our building. We have like a 180-degree view. It's like there's the lake over there. We look north and then all the way around, and I can look down from my bedroom window on Brickworks. I mean, it's really spectacular. The apartment has all kinds of lovely amenities. One of my favorites is the radiant heat in the floors. Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. And my cats love it. Now, the cats are totally freaked out because we just moved 2 days ago, and they're getting me up, like I said, every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning to complain. And we'll get through that period. Of course, I had my door open, and then they went and started scratching on Tony's door. I said, "You can't do that. Let him sleep. You can keep me awake, but let Tony sleep." But it's really an apropos time to move, because this is the time of year. The beginning of a new year is all about, for a lot of people, it's all about change and transition. And what is the next thing? What are we doing? What is the next thing? It's kind of the time period where a lot of us take into consideration the forward momentum of life. And it's happening no matter what. Life is moving forward no matter what. You cannot stop it. And that's exciting. And yet, a lot of people get freaked out by that as well. It's going to happen no matter what. I say, let's give into it. So yes, I don't know if you heard, yesterday was my birthday. So in addition to the new year, I always get to then celebrate the literal forward momentum of birthday, right? And I turned 41 yesterday. And so for me, I'm like, oh, it's like, great. I'm opening up new channels in the way my life is unfolding. The center is growing by leaps and bounds, and it's I can't tell you how excited I am that in the 2 years since I've been here, and it's basically 2 years exactly now, next Sunday will be the equivalent anniversary Sunday of my first talk here as the spiritual director. And of course, I won't be here. But what I will tell you is that I am going to be part of the installation of Reverend Rita Andriello and Reverend Patrick Farron. Reverend Rita was here for my installation in May of 2012. But I'm going to be part of their installation ceremony in Hawaii. So I will be gone next week. I will also, well, I thought I might be able to make it back for the following Sunday, but my flight lands at 9:30 Sunday morning. Probably won't be here for that service either. But you'll get to hear the brilliant Helen Valo speak. So don't miss it. Anyway, so now I've gone on tangent. Brian, you need to be on tangent watch for me. But it's all about the forward momentum of life. And I'm so excited about this new space. What I was not expecting was the emotion that would come up around my old apartment. And I've never experienced this before. But as I really started packing everything up, and especially, Tanis can tell you, when the movers came, Tanis came over to help me pack up the cats, but I was practically in tears when the movers came. And I started to think, I've never had that experience moving out of an apartment. Really? It's just an apartment, right? And I realized the reason why I have such a connection and why I so love this space, it's because you created this space for me. This community created that space for me. Before I got here, it was a community effort to go in, paint, clean, really make that space what it was. And I am so grateful to this community for that opportunity to move into this place that was supposed to be a starter apartment. I really wasn't supposed to be there for more than a year, right, Helen? It was oh, I'm going to be there for a year. And then the year came around, I thought, well, I think I'm going to stay. I was so connected to that space and to the experience of that space. And I also, so Tanis had sent me videos. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Tanis, when you were cleaning and painting and doing everything, Tanis sent me videos via text message of a lot of you. It was kind of the first time I really got a sense of names and faces together. And I actually used that video for a little while to make sure that I had names and faces together, because it was overwhelming when I first got here, and 100 people, and you all know my name, and I'm still trying to learn yours. Now I know pretty much everybody here. But those videos to me were a testament to the power of this community and what we can accomplish. And what you do accomplish. The truth is, none of you really need me when you get in touch with that place inside. When you get in touch with that intuitive knower, when you are in touch with that, you don't need a spiritual director. You are your own spiritual director. And so this is this is my job, is to make myself obsolete. That's what I really am up here trying to do every week, to make myself obsolete so that you can live the most extraordinary life you want to live and not have to come here for the reminder. You can keep coming here for the reminder. I'm open to that. But I don't need to be here once we get it. Now, I love community. So let's keep gathering in community, because it is also within community that we really get to really experience the richness and fullness of life. So your effort is a demonstration of what we can do as a community for others. And this is sort of where I really want to go in 2014. Since it is the first Sunday of this year, I really am interested in moving beyond these walls in a different way than we have been these last 2 years. Now, we have expanded our reach, we've expanded the awareness of this larger community of Toronto, that we are here, and I want to go even further. We are part of a global movement that is waiting to understand this message and embody this message. And it all started with that little seed in a starter apartment that each of you put together. So, today is a call to action. That's what today is about. What are we doing as a community? Now, we have done things. We did our drive for the Red Door Shelter, and we did our yard sale last year. I want more. I want more. I want us to be out in the community doing things. So I want you to bring to me what it is you think we should be doing, because it shouldn't all be just about me. There's a ringing up here. It'll probably start again because of the vibration. Yeah. But I want you to let me know what it is you want this community to do. How do you want to partake in the world? How do you want this community to step out and do and be and show up? So as I reflect on the emotion that I was feeling 2 days ago when the movers came and I was practically in tears, it's because I'm no longer starting. That's the revelation that I had. I was holding on to that space. I was holding on to that place as the final, not excuse. That's not really the word I want to use, but it was kind of an excuse to not break out. I was holding on to it as I'm still starting. I'm still starting my ministry. I'm still starting my life in Toronto. I'm still starting. I can't say that anymore. I'm here. I am entrenched. This is my home. And there's the emotion. You know, when Erica Banks was here, we sang the song Home from The Wiz. And I talked a lot about what home is, and home being that place that is inside, that is a deeper recognition of the love that's all around you. And that's what home is for me. And home is pretty much any place you decide for it to be. Now, when I go home to visit my family, I'm not going home to a place, I'm going home to a feeling. What that feeling is. Because if those people were not there, it wouldn't be home. Even though I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, I've been there twice in the last 2 months. Grew up there. It's lovely. It's a lovely city. I never want to live there again. Sorry if you're watching. I'm never moving back, just so you know. And I'm never moving back to LA. Oh my God. So this starter apartment is no longer my consciousness. This move is a revelation of a deeper shift in my own consciousness. Breaking out of my comfort zone, a comfort zone I wasn't even aware I had until it started happening. And the movers came, and I was a mess. I mean, it was much more emotional, quite frankly, than my moving here from Los Angeles 2 years ago. Much more emotional. I mean, I had some emotion around moving from Los Angeles,
But there was something deeper about this. And it begs the question, what comfort zones are we experiencing that we're not even aware of? For each and every one of us, what are the comfort zones that you are living in that you're not even aware of? Because I was totally unaware of that comfort zone. Totally unaware until it slapped me in the face. And so as we start to get in touch with the truth of who we are, recognizing that we can break beyond the barriers of those comfort zones, and it's safe. That's the thing that I really want everyone to know. It is actually safe if you know who you are. And the only reason that we stay within comfort zones is because we have fear around moving beyond them. It's like a blanket. We wrap ourselves up in this blanket of comfort, and sometimes we need to throw the blanket off and trust that the heated floors are going to keep us warm. I also recognize that in that comfort zone, there is a level of procrastination that goes hand in hand with that. I procrastinated about moving from that space. I procrastinated about packing. Oh boy, did I ever. I got back from Tucson, last week, and I thought, I've got the movers are coming on Friday. I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to pack. It's going to be great. So Monday comes around, I'm in the office all day, and decide, I had a date Monday night, and I went on the date, and so I didn't get any packing done on Monday. And then Tuesday rolled around. I kind of parted around on Tuesday, didn't really do any packing on Tuesday. Wednesday rolled around. I thought, maybe I should start packing. Well, part of the thing, too, is that Tuesday was New Year's Eve. And I was kind of entrenched. So New Year's Eve, I was all cuddled up in my pajamas with a pizza and a bottle of wine, ready to just have a nice, quiet evening in. And, of course, a friend of mine texts me at 8 p.m. and says, hey, I'm coming into the city, and I'm going to a party. Why don't you join me? So that kind of threw my Tuesday plans out the window, and I went to a party. So, of course, then I had to sleep in on Wednesday because I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the way New Year's Eve is. And then I thought, well, New Year's Day, it's a holiday, right? Nobody works on New Year's Day. No, I think I packed 2 boxes on New Year's Day. I did go pick up more boxes. I actually did some errands on that day. But basically, I packed on Thursday. My whole apartment. But I got it done. I will tell you, I did get it done. But it's a comfort zone. When you are procrastinating, when we procrastinate, it's because we're living within a comfort zone. This is a big discovery I've made. And we talk about comfort zones when I do mental muscle, right? There's a whole week in mental muscle that is dedicated to resolve everything in the moment. It's listen and resolve week. It's like I don't remember which week it is, but listen, it's 16 weeks of boot camp. I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but listen and resolve week. Resolve everything in the moment. And it is a way of breaking through those comfort zones. So I've told you a lot of stuff, and I had this question up here because I wrote out all these notes, and I said, what does any of this mean spiritually? Because that's really what we're here for, to have a deeper understanding of our spiritual nature. What does any of this mean spiritually? And this is what it means. Each and every one of us is living in a world of our own making. And don't ever forget that. None of us should ever forget that we are living in a world that we have created. My experience of life is the life that I have created. Your experience of life is the life that you've created. Each and every one of us is living the life of this divine power in the way that we have chosen to live it. And so if there's anything that seems erroneous or going awry in your life, you get to change it. That's the good news. But you must take responsibility for the life you've created. And so as I come to a spiritual understanding of this starter apartment, and moving into something that feels more permanent. I recognize that I have the responsibility now to make a recommitment to my own expression of life, a recommitment to this community, a recommitment to Toronto, and a recommitment to this country. I am recommitting myself now to step out, to step beyond, and I'm inviting you all to join me on that journey. So again, I'm going to reiterate, please let me know how you want this community to step out. And the AGM, the general membership meeting, is a great place to bring these things up too, as we talk about what we do in the community and how can we move forward in the community. Ernest Holmes writes this: do we desire to live in a world peopled with friends who love us, surrounded by things beautiful and pleasing? Does anyone feel like they want to live in that world? Friends who love us, surrounded by things beautiful and pleasing. There is but one way, and this way is as certain as the sun that shines. And then he has in all caps, daily we must control all thought that denies the real, affirm the divine presence within. It's interesting that he writes that denies the real, because what he's talking about is embodying the reality of the divine. To divine what we look at as the real facts of life, because that is actually elusive. The stuff is elusive. The apartment actually is elusive. As I've stepped away from that space and moved into a new space, I recognize more profoundly how elusive all of it is. And what I bring to the new space is now why that space is home. I haven't left anything behind in the old space, except my limited thinking. So let's all step into that starter apartment, if you need that starter apartment, and recognize when you are ready to let it go, that you can step into the next thing. Daily we must control all thought that denies the real, affirm the divine presence within us. Then, as the mist disappears before the sun, so shall adversity melt before the shining radiance of our exalted thought. He writes beautifully. Well, he wrote beautifully. He was probably still writing beautifully in some capacity. But as the mist disappears before the sun, so shall adversity melt before the shining radiance of our exalted thought. How many of you are experiencing, this is a rhetorical question. I do feel like I have to preface it every time. Because it'd be, how many of you are feeling adversity? I am. But just check in with yourself. Are you feeling adversity in your life? The way that you deal with adversity is to allow it to slip away by controlling the thought, by controlling the belief, by controlling the feeling. So in this new year, let us allow that mist to dissipate. Allow it to go. It's no longer necessary. You no longer need to live in that comfort zone. Not a single one of us needs to live in that comfort zone. In 2014, it is my call that we all shine. That like the sun coming through the mist, we all shine. This center is moving up, it is moving out. That's what I know for 2014. We are no longer hiding our light under a bushel. Everyone, each and every one of us is a light in this world. And together we shine. We shine. We are a global community. We are a global community. We are part of one. And okay, so I'm going to say this. One of the things that struck me when I first candidated here, okay, just tangent note, Brian. One of the things that struck me when I first got here was the sense that there was a sense of isolation here. And one of the things I've tried to do in my ministry is to help us all understand that we are part of a much larger community. The Centers for Spiritual Living is an international community, and none of us should ever feel alone in that. But it felt like we all had it, like there was an isolationist kind of idea that was playing out. And so I am going to tell you now, there's so much more. And there's even more beyond that. So let's allow ourselves to focus on the greater, which is who and what we are, and ask ourselves the question, what can we do? I'm not interested in what we can't do. I'm only interested in what can we do. What can we do in our community? What can we do in this world to shift the consciousness of this entire world to one of peace, love, harmony, joy, wisdom, power, in benevolent and compassionate ways? If we want to fix, here's one thing that I've learned also in the 2 years that I've been here. If we want to fix what's happening to us and through us personally, step into healing everything around us through consciousness. Because it is a two-way street. When we step into the healing of the world around us, this is why practitioners are important. They have made a commitment, each and every one of them, and those who are in practitioner studies right now with me really understand the commitment that I ask of my practitioners. We step into that commitment of being a healing force in the world. And as we each step into that place, we're ultimately healing ourselves. And when we heal ourselves, we shine like a beacon to help people understand that they can be healed of anything that seems erroneous in their lives. The truth is, none of us are living in starter apartments. Not a single, well, you might still be living in a starter apartment. It's okay. We are the ones the world has been waiting for. Us. That's what the man, Jesus, was here to teach. Each and every one of us are the ones the world has been waiting for. Not because we have any, and really hear this, not because we have anything special to offer, but because we decide to live. We live in the decision of life. We resolve ourselves to love. We see the world with compassionate eyes and compassionate hearts. And we're benevolent in our giving. Our givingness of spirit is how we shift the world. So let's all move out of the starter apartments in our minds. And let's move into the dedicated home in our hearts. Namaste. So as we step into the time of giving, I'm going to invite you all to take what it is you have to offer the center today in as a financial contribution and hold it to your heart. Recognize that it is a gift given in love. If it is a popsicle stick, it's a gift given in love, and it means we can eat more popsicles. But as we, let's read together the divine givingness statement as you hold what it is you're offering the center today. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. It's on the back of your songbooks. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to spare and share. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good. I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center and know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. We're going to sing God is My Source, which is on page 5 of your songbooks. I invite you to stand up, dance, stretch, and the baskets will go around as well as I move this. Here we go.
For all
Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything that I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything that I need. Love, love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings,
for all my blessings.
love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Even Springsteen forgets the music sometimes. Just
It's all good. I forget my share of music. You know that.
As we come together in one mind, as one dynamic, powerful, loving, giving community, I give thanks for all that we have received today and all that we will continue to receive, so that this community continues to flourish, so that this community continues to take the goodness that we receive from these teachings out into our world, where we spread the goodness throughout our own communities, our families, and we spread this goodness throughout the world, knowing that we are connected. All is one, and we are connected to a dynamic community throughout the world with this commonality of creating a world that works for everyone, of creating a world where everyone knows how incredibly brilliant, loving, beautiful, and powerful they are. Where we create a world where everyone realizes that they can choose this goodness and use this goodness in the universe for all that they desire. And all that we receive here today is energy, God in action. And as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we can give even more. And so I say thank you for this abundant blessing today. Thank you to this wonderful community who gives so openly of their time, their talent, and their treasure. And thank you to God, to this one divine power and presence of goodness, of love, of light, of truth, of abundance. And so I release my word to the law, knowing that all is well, all is in divine order, and all unfolds in ease, joy, grace, and prosperity. I let go and I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Helen. I want to thank Jim and Judy, who are our board members on duty today. Thank you for your service. Yes. Setting up today, Susan and Pat. Our greeters, Judy and Margaret Ann. I want to thank Lorna, who's in the bookstore today. I want to thank Christina for oh my gosh, Christina cleaning today, and she mopped all the floors. Yes. Carrie in the sound booth, Tony on camera, and our webcast. I want to thank, I think Mahala's in with Zach, yes. So, and Mark and Mahala with our dynamic kid today. And I want to thank our practitioner of the day, Helen Valo, for your brilliant consciousness. I also want to thank Pierre Gautreau and the entire Queen Street Band for your service. And I am so grateful for that song. Thank you. It's perfect. So I invite you to take this moment of reflection. Allow yourself to simply relax into this space. Not the physical space, the mental space, the conscious space. Allow yourself to simply be. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. Right here in this moment, I find myself, and in myself, I find God, and I recognize God in each and every one of us. We are all that perfect point of creative power, expressing life, expressing love, expressing joy. And I allow this to be the way we leave here today, with a deeper appreciation and understanding for this power and the use of this power in our lives. For this, I am eternally grateful, and I simply allow it to be as I release this word to the law, knowing it is done, as together we say, and so it is. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said. And right here in this holy silence I find God. Oh, I find God. I find myself. Namaste. We're going to end the day with Breathe the Same Air. It's on page 16 of your songbooks. Get up and dance.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Well, it's an idea whose time has come. A new generation decides as one. Of the same small planet we are born. It's never been so obvious before. We breathe the same air and drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better. us will disappear. On the same small planet we are born, then there's no foreign country anymore. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I.
Some say that I'm out of touch with the times, that this world is no place for a vision like mine. Well, still I can see it, and still I believe it. There's too many lives on the line. There's so many lives on the line.
We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better.